Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 195, Signs, Omens, and Superstitions. It's kind of a full-ish length, I think about 130 pages. Link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon, second and third links to my books blogs. You can find other sort of folkloric works there. This isn't strictly folklore in the purest sense. It was written by a skeptic. A lot of the works that I'm working through now, like the Ghosts and Hobgoblins one, the one I'm working on right now actually, written by people who are skeptical of the spiritual, skeptical of the superstitious. But in so doing, the funny thing is, they've preserved all of this interesting and sometimes very localized folklore from the perspective of trying to discredit it. And so what they've actually done is perpetuate it, because now we have the internet era, and so we have all these wonderful books. They're all archived. There are new editions, like mine being released. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Isn't that funny that a bunch of rationalists who didn't believe in ghosts are the ones that perpetuated the ghost stories the most fervently? It wasn't people that accepted them. They died out. Spiritualism died out a century ago. So it was really, really ironic how the occult works. Yes, there is a sort of magic behind that. This particular work, it goes into good and bad luck, sort of the general omens, animal lore, plants a little bit, not very much, gemstones, astrology, and so forth. It's got a little bit of everything. It's kind of a general overview. A lot of the passages are only a few sentences, and there's a massive number of them. We're talking 300 or 400 separate sort of pieces of folklore here. I like that sort of work that compiles short material. It's like when I talk about grimoires. I like the folkish side where it's like a few paragraphs. Here's how to possess a cat. There's how to cure a toothache. Here's a list of herbal remedies, 50 different two-sentence remedies and stuff. I like that sort of work, that sort of miscellanea feeling of the folkloric side, the peasant's magic, much more than the higher ritual stuff. It's like, well, here's a 10-page ritual of how to summon Beelzebub or something. I really like this sort of work, and the folklore fits right in. Oftentimes with some of the, especially in the 18th century grimoires, you actually have folkloric content that's very similar to this. So if you're looking for a basic primer, it's got horseshoe lore, lore related to weather, stuff related to moles and scars and things of that nature. Very, very good work, highly recommended. Again, this is one of the few works where as I'm editing through it, I'm reading it and enjoying it also, separately just for entertainment purposes. This is sort of work I'll get a copy of my own edition to read it on my own. So yes, highly recommended if you're interested in folklore at all, especially related to luck. Yes, it's got the four-leaf clover stuff, but some of it's a little bit more in-depth than that. Again, linked in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon, second and third links to my books blogs. Again, excellent, fairly decent length, hundreds of individual little tidbits. That's about all. Peace out.